to finish out week 2. TSM will be taking on the LCS runner-ups in Golden Guardians. So let's talk some TSM. That is right. We are back, and this is the last episode of the week for Talking TSM, and we're going to be looking at Golden Guardians, a team that made a super big surprise run to the LCS finals, ultimately losing out to Cloud9, playing pretty well at MSI, including taking a game off of BLG, and realistically probably should have won the first game, which would have propelled them forward and allowed them to miss out on having to play Cloud9, who seemed to be their kryptonite. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, but I think this team is very dangerous and one that you may not have expected it initially, but they are very strong. You have Licorice in the top lane, who is now starting to refine his comfort zone. He's not just getting stuck on tanks and side duty. He is being given champions that can get lane advantages that he can snowball or it was very clear in their last game that he was the split push guy. He pulled out a Yone build with the Hullbreaker that I had never seen before, and I really liked the mindset that he had. And while I think the rest of the team struggled a little bit, I thought it was really cool that he brought that out and was able to create one of the first really side lane games that we had seen in a while, in at least a pretty significant fashion like he did. But you still have River Gory, who have, I think, a good chance of being in that MVP discussion come the end of this split. And, I think Huhi is still one of the best supports. Anytime you count him out, you're making a mistake. He's one of the best supports in the LCS, and he is very hungry to win a title with this team. I think their weak point, though, is Stixxay. He's been okay. He's been solid, but when teams really put pressure on him, he does have some issues. That being said, I am still going to be focused on River. I don't think that he was great in the first week, and I think that is going to change when looking forward at how this team maneuvers, going forward, right? He is going to be somebody who is truly going to be the one that they have to have making plays, the one that is able to get out and get ahead of the enemy junglers and kind of predict, right, where they're going to be. He's so good at understanding map movement all around the Rift, and especially if Jarvan is really back, right? We've seen Jarvan getting picked here and there. He's just known for it, and he's able to play that champion really well. Aggressive, engaged junglers are his specialty, and he's very good at them. And I worry about Boogie, who hasn't had a lot of pressure put on him yet this split, especially in the first 3 games by enemy junglers, which was a bit of a surprise considering, he went up against Pioshik, Spica, and Blabber, all junglers who are right up there with River in terms of talent level in the LCS. And I wonder if River is going to be the first guy to do that, or if maybe Boogie really is moving himself into not top 3 or 4 level, maybe 5th in the LCS, where he has looked so far this split. So I'm going to be watching River and seeing not only what champion does he pick, but what kind of pressure is he going to put onto Boogie. For us, I think it's going to come down to Insanity. Gory is also a very strong player, and he is somebody who is able to take advantages, small advantages, and expand the gap between him and his opponent very quickly, and his team fighting is incredible. Insanity's not only going to have to mark him, but he is going to have to at least stay even with him in lane for TSM to have a chance in this one. And so far, Insanity has looked pretty solid. His LeBlanc game was really good. It was probably the main reason why TSM were able to win against FlyQuest. And I think that I'm hoping at least that TSM are going to decide to keep Insanity in instead of Ruby. I think he's just going to fit the style better. I think he's extremely hungry for an opportunity to play well this split and get a job next split, whether it's with the team that buys out TSM spot or with somebody else, because I always felt like when he was with Immortals that he was much better than people were giving him credit for, and I still feel that way watching him right now. I don't think he's amazing. I don't think he's one of the best, but I think he can consistently be at least, middle of the order, middle of the table when it comes to, I guess mid lane standings, especially in a weaker mid lane class as we've had the last couple splits. I personally really like him. I really, really, really hope that TSM decide to keep him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play against a Gory, who I believe, if he's not the best mid laner, he's very close to being the best mid laner in the LCS. So with that, though, I am going to pick a loss here for TSM. I just couldn't do a 3-0 weekend. I already, picked an upset against NRG. I feel like that one's a little bit more likely than this Golden Guardians team that I do believe, like I said, I think Stixxay is a weakness, but I think who he covers up for his mistakes, and Stixxay can play really well when given the right champions. I worry about their weakness still being stronger than most of our players overall. And I think TSM will put up a good fight. I think that they will stay in the game, but I think ultimately they'll lose somewhere, probably at a Rift Herald fight, knowing our luck. And that'll kind of snowball the rest of the game for them. But I don't know. Again, let me know in the comments section below what you guys are thinking. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Well, I already said that. Like and subscribe at least to stay up to date with all of our different sports, esports, and gaming content, as well as this show, Talking TSM, as we continue our final season with TSM in the LCS. But yeah, with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.